What's going on, everybody? Check out the snazzy new intro. Hat tip to J Coop on the ones and twos. Hardest working producer in the game. Welcome back to the big show. Manic Monday. Wish it was Sunday here at Colton Penn HQ with the big man. Oh my goodness, you knew I was going to be coming out hot. We're coming in hot, baby. Gosh, the fastest show on MLB absolutely anywhere with the biggest big mouth anywhere. I was talking that shit, and I backed it up. That's what happens sometimes. When you're always in the arena, Jeff L., D-Rock, Rich Clark, Brian Rose, Brian E., Brian, Doctor, what's going on, everybody? Doing the thing that we do, me and you, to call to the Penn crew, baby. Welcome to the Phalanx, the new subscribers. Welcome aboard. All the new people, welcome aboard. What do I mean? This is 300, man. We may not be huge. We are freaking fierce. We're going to walk you through that little tunnel and boop, into the pit you go. It ain't madness. This is Call to the Pen, everyone. Yes, I'm coming out of my chair. I am the new, self-proclaimed strikeout prop king of the world on the hitter's side, right? The thing that no one talks about. I'll probably ruin that market if I haven't already. And if you're unfamiliar or somehow you were asleep, I was the star of the show this weekend. I've been talking about these hitter props, and again, yeah, I'm boasting a little bit because I know everyone here, these are friends and family with us. But you know me, it was so uncomfortable for me to, yes, hit a 10-leg under strikeout prop parlay where every leg was at least plus 120. And I turned $1.40 into over $10,000. Oh my gosh. It just sounds absolutely ridiculous when you say it that way. For 10 hitters to not strike out, to turn $1.40 into 10 grand, baby. But what's the real truth behind it, right? What's the real truth? The real truth is, yes, I think we've identified a glaring hole in the market. And we even telegraphed how, right? You know what I mean? I pull the curtain. Disciplinary statistics stabilize much faster than surface stats. Therefore, if you're using rolling graphs and weighted averages, maybe a touch of charting, you can get that stuff on Fangraphs. The book that sees the 26% strikeout hitter is missing the fact that these things happen in waves. And if you catch a hitter entering, down wave, again, if you're new here, nuance and context, get ready, strap up and strap in, as I used to say. Let me begin. Listen, all the momos out there are using K percentage and walk percentage. Like, again, that's them. This is us. Okay, you got to do better. You got to pop the hood, building tapestries underneath. It's underpinning statistics greater than sign, right? K rate. So when you're identifying these 50, 60 plate appearance samples, I built parameters. Let's call it 82% overall contact. Let's call it 87% zone contact. Let's call it sub 30% chase rate. Let's call it single-digit swing and strike rate. Put them together. What do you got? Bibbity bobbity boop. Put it together. What do I got? I don't care what the K rate is. I don't care. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Granted, if you wanted to make an argument that there might be a two-strike approach, I would ask for the statistics. But that's the one thing I'll give you. If not, K rate doesn't matter. It's about the underpinning stuff. And again, so we identified a bunch of these hitters that I thought were mispriced. I put together a ticket, which lost that day, which tells you what, everyone? It's a volume game. There's a reason why these things are priced up at plus 150. Plus, you're subject to bad calls. Something Jay and I were talking about also, then we'll get into the games, is there's a subjective element to this stuff that can't be captured. And it's something I've noticed, which has made me especially sour about these terrible umpires. Again, I should be logging some of this, but since I can't do the whole thing, I don't want a small sample and look extremely biased. But I'm telling you, when a hitter takes a ridiculous called strike, you can pretty much mark that up as a strikeout. I even saw something on umpire order today, which again, just all those television box people, that moron Ted, moron Jeremy Momos. Honestly, these guys that think they are baseball don't understand the stuff around it, the quote things that just don't matter. Just whatever. It's so absurd. But you got to build tapestries, understanding what you're vulnerable to. Again, so umpire order to put out. And again, he's got all the goodness. 42 times already this year. 42 has a home run been hit after an obvious missed called strike 3. Think about how small of a set that is, how impactful that is. That doesn't even keep in mind all the subjective stuff I mentioned, right? If you thought I was going to lead you that, no. So these are hitters that should have been called out and would have been out with the GPS system. Again, the morons that think, look, the seam is touching the line and the umpire could see that. It's so stupid. We're creating rules for something that humans can't possibly understand and possibly, adjudicate. It's impossible. That's what people are so ridiculous. Then you had morons talking about the foul pole. Honestly, just lack of critical thought, morons. And again, we want this stuff in the market because it helps us make money because we're clearly smarter than these people, It's whatever. I'm actually dumb. I just understand how to think. So I put together a ticket. And those are the plays that didn't make it. So again, just to be a bit humble after all that nonsense, was you're never as good as you think you are, right, when you're up top. And again, if I was that good at it, I would have spanked the plays that I posted. And I just happened to be lucky enough that those were not good. And the auxiliary plays were all money, but the lesson there for myself and everybody is that's why it is a volume play. Like, it's the only time you'll see me post massive tickets, right? That's not my style. We want to be robust, something we've talked about, but I don't post these crazy tickets. All right, I'm not a crazy parlay king, and I don't advise that anyone does that. Damani, I see you. Thank you. Hit the button, everybody. It matters. Like button, notification button, bells and whistles, thumbs, cartoon, this and that, because that shit matters more than it should. But anyway. Listen, you make money being smart. We identified the edge. No one should be parlaying 10 legs of anything. In fact, if you do the math, $1.40 may have been like borderline irresponsible for me. I just was putting together this, like a simple model. I don't want to make it sound like I'm brilliant. I was putting together a simple model with simple parameters and some weighting averages. I didn't want to post 20 plays. I thought it was too much. I found the best 6, and that's the lesson. The lowest K rate, the lowest strike. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't guarantee anything. And then you weigh it with the odds, which is generally what I do. You'll notice the ones I do post are very high odds, which is why we've been so successful. Because when you're betting 160, you don't have to win that often to make money. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday I posted one on my way out the door, and then we'll get into the games. 8 plays, they're all plus money. A little bit of disappointment, maybe a bad call here or there, but you go 4-4. We made 10% ROI on the day's wager, and you move on. And that's what I'd be more proud of being known for. Right? The guy grinding out plus EV, showing people how to win sustainably, than like Mr. Parlays, listen, 7,300 to 1. I got people coming at it in the woodwork. Oh, why didn't you tell me? Because I knew I was going to hit that. Come on. It's a once in a lifetime. In fact, Spreadopedia, Jason W. from VSiN, he's also very well known. He might be the best futures player that I can think of. Said it was the longest odd hit he'd ever seen in a conventional sport. I think he said he might have seen a futures ticket better, but not like on a slate. So anyway, enough of that. Let's see if I can bang through these games. There aren't that many. I think we got 10. So we'll fly through it. If we got to go an extra 5 minutes, we will. I'll also try and mention some of these strikeout props as we go. Because, people want them. I still like them. I still got them. And until the books change them, take them down, or disallow you from parlaying them, then people are going to play them. So let's make some money. First up, it's the Cubbies. Baby Bears on the road. Javier Assad minus 130 dog on the road against Alex Fado and the Tigres from Detroit Rock City. Listen, Assad's been good, but I'm calling negative regression. The fantasy community is going nuts for this guy because he has the 2-step, right? I get fantasy people chasing that for a reason. But 3.11 ERA, 1.25 whip. However, K minus walk ERA at 5.25. Sierra, and expected ERA at 4.5 or worse. Why? 18K to only 10% walk. That's not going to do it. 6.5 swinging strike, not going to do it. 40% ball rate, again, that kind of ties in before. The Momos are chasing K rate and ball rate, walk rate, because they don't understand that there's more, I don't even like to say predictive, it's just descriptive. There are better ways to describe what has happened in a pitcher's control. And if you want it, you follow me on Twitter, formerly known as X, scratch that, reverse it, at John Laghezza, right down there. Laghezza, John Laghezza, flow sharper than a razor. Look for the data stuff. It'll take you to Sharpener. The sheets are even free. If you want to pay for it, pay for it. I don't really care at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm more into people just understanding this and pushing up against the general stupidity that goes on. So yes, we all know walk rate, and it's not a bad stat. However, you're always better using ball rate. And if you're new to it and you're saying, who has that? Well, I provide it every day. Ball rate 36%. Let's call it average. Anything worse than 38 is bad. And in reverse, anything under 35 is really good. Anything around 33 or better is great, right? That's George Kirby. So back to Assad with a nearly 40% ball rate. This guy could easily have, his 10% walk rate could be 14% walk rate, 27 O swing, 91.5 zone contact, right? All just the opposite of what we're looking for in general. 326, expected WOBA. Again, all well above average. Now, he's been good on the road if you're looking at surface stats, but his xFIP is still 5.25. Last 30 days, same thing. People are seeing the 1.8 ERA last 500 pitches start. However, K-minus walk ERA and Sierra all at 4.5 or worse. So the Cubs here are my bad chalk. Alex Faedo, who I have liked, I think he's a positive regression candidate. I don't know if I get back because I think it's his first time back. 5.16 ERA, but a .99 whip, right? One of those things is not like the other. One of those things just doesn't belong. So again, I backed Faedo in the past because I like the control, 23K to only 6% walk, 34% ball rate. See how we do it? 66 first strike. So I also like that. Pitchers that get ahead and then can use their control. The problem has been too many fly balls and too many barrels has led to too many home runs. But again, if you're looking for regression, a lot of times that's kind of the best place to look. Well, those home runs, they are a bit wonky. The ERA is really bad at home, but the indicators are a lot better. For Faedo, location and pitching plus better than 100. I should have mentioned it for Assad. When we look at that indication, again, I'm not crazy about the plus metrics, but I think we can use them as a generality. When you get, agreement, then you could go for it. And again, Assad just not anywhere. 93 stuff, 98 location, 94 pitching plus. He's not, the models just don't think he's very good. So again, I think this is the bad chalk. He's going up against a Detroit Tiger offense that stinks right now. Don't be masked. 260 batting average. However, 27K to only 5 walk, 35 chase, 83 in zone contact. So there is, he's going to give him a fighting chance. I mean, the Tigers offense will. I tend to like a few of the individual pieces. Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Kerry Carpenter, but it's not really showing up at the stat page. We'll have to see. I mean, you got the hard hit rates and the barrels. 111 WRC plus for the Tigers, but the disciplinary stuff is terrible. Flip side, the Cubs, who were rocking and rolling, man. The bottom fell out, and it fell out fast. Now, bottom 5 in runs, less 500 PAs, they were rocking. 229. Team batting average, 12% swing and strike, 83 zone contact, only a 29% hard hit rate. That's a 90 WRC plus. They have really struggled, but they have hit righties pretty well. So maybe Faedo is in trouble. I do have his game log up. I wanted to see that last start. Oh no, he did make the last 2 actually. Sorry about that. So he went 5, gave up none, struck out 6 Twins. I mean, we know how that goes with the strikeouts, but he was pretty good. D-Rock says the intro looking sharp. Yeah, darn right, man. We never stop. Tell your friends. Help. Who knows 11 people to subscribe to the YouTube channel? We gotta get this bad boy to 1,000. Rate, review, and subscribe because it matters more than it should. Especially as you talk the smack that I do. We're bound to lose. We're about to lose a few. But also, you should listen. Again, the people are just like a follower farm. You really should be culling for quality. And again, I really take a lot of pride in all of you out there. Rich Clark, D-Rock, Damani, Jeff all you guys, Brian, and Brian, my favorite law firm. I take a lot of pride in the quality of the interaction. I've really always dreamt about providing an immersive experience, and I feel like we've kind of done something like that. Because this show has spawned group chats and discords and stuff, and created a couple friendships and really helped push people. I know I've spurned some work, right? People that sign up to my stuff, I've seen it behind the scenes, and then they'll take my model work, imply team totals, pitcher ranks and stuff, and build off it. And I appreciate it. I felt it's not being copied. So in 49 jillion words or less, I think it's bad chalk. I might even like Detroit to win this one, but at plus 115, I'm not really feeling it. So there's the longest analysis for no action. Just be careful with the Cubbies. Next up, San Francisco and Scott Alexander. He's going to open as a plus 145 dog on the road against Aaron Nola in the fighting Phils. They're really starting to get going. Right, we've seen the Phillies, was it just last year, just got hot at the break. Aaron Nola was the number 1 regression candidate in the league as far as really good pitchers go, and that's kind of come to fruition. 4.6 ERA with 115 whip, but all the indicators, he doesn't have a single one above 3.85. The K rate at 25, the walk rate at 6, ball rate at 32.5. Talk about control, man. So anytime you see that the walk prop is in order, bring up the under walks if you can, Jay, for Aaron Nola. And again, whenever I mention these, if I say go for it, we talk about a viable price. If it's like minus 130 or better, I think we can go for the under on that one. Under 1.5 walks at plus money for Aaron Nola. I think we go with this. Let's do it. Off the top of my head, San Francisco is not very disciplined. I really like this one. 26K, they only 7% walk. They're bottom 5 disciplinary team, the Giants. 73 WRC plus, bottom 5 expected WOBA versus righty last 30. They've only scored 40 runs. They don't have a single steal, 223 team batting average. All the things we've mentioned, if you're not going to be good, you got to get on, you got to steal. That's the only way. Like the Guardians, that's how they do it. Right? The Marlins, even better, maybe. Contact plus runs if you're not going to hit for power. Fire Sports, what's going on, man? Little late. Good morning, gang. Sup, yo. Yes, sure, you don't stop. Welcome back to the restaurant where the chefs eat. I know, like, listen, people that are super sharp, smarter than me, better at this than me, just kind of, walk in the door. Hey, Norm, what's going on, everybody? How we doing? Hey. Again, I really felt, that's what I'm the most proud of, is, man, I feel like I hate to be too, you would know it for the first few minutes. I hate to be too arrogant, but it's when I buck up against authority, that's when you see my teeth come out. You know what I mean? Leonidas goes freaking nuts. But I really am very proud of having kind of a gravitational pull for quality people. And I'm very proud of that. The type of work I do, the amount of work we put into it, and the way we present it. Again, I'm that guy. Yeah, I may be an a-hole, but I'm your a-hole. You know what I mean? I take the shirt off my back for you people. But if someone crosses you, I'm going to be the first one in the line of fire. You know what I mean? That's always been how I roll, sticking up for people. And trying to avoid those bullies. You know what I mean? We bully the bullies. That's the only bullying that goes around here. So, Philly, starting to get it going on offense. Check it out. Top 5 offense right now. Number 1 in home runs list. 500 plate appearances. That's an 845 team OPS. Check this out. 89% zone contact as a team. 40 fly ball. 42 hard hit. 11 barrel. Holy hachi machi Liberace. Get out of the way of the Phillies right now. And the bullpen doing the thing. 3.5 ERA, 3.5 Sierra last, 33 2/3. So I think the Phillies covers also line. So we're going to take the plus money on the Phillies. And again, Jay, you know how I am with these full game run line covers? I don't need plus money, but I don't want to go to even minus 130. I'm squinting because I have the darkest eye. You got plus 130? Let's do that. We can do that one also. So we're going to go with correlated bets of Nola to keep his control in check, under 2 walks, with the Phillies to cover it, having the 3-phase edge over the garbage Giants. Next up, it's the Redbirds and Drew Rom, who again, I know nothing about. But he's on the bump. His debut is today for the Cardinals on the road against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I got Bailey Falter, although I saw a couple of mixed signals on the probables list. These things can happen this time of the year with really bad teams. Let's take a look at Drew Rom. Now generally, good pitching earns a promotion, right? Not breaking any news there. So Drew Rom on the season, he's had a very rough go. I guess he's recently come over from Baltimore. 86 innings in the AAA Baltimore affiliate. It's a 5.3 ERA with a 1.7 whip, 11.5% walk rate. I mean, it's a lot of ground balls. I don't know, a lot of hard hit balls, it looked like. He's gotten BABIP to death, maybe. 391 BABIP, 290 average, but the hard hit rate up near 50%. So I don't know. We normally attack these guys. You got to think he's going to get smoked. Jay, can we get the Pittsburgh team total? That's the first place I want to go. I don't think I can back Bailey Falter and Pittsburgh. Also, St. Louis bullpen has struggled. 5.3 ERA last 40 2/3, 290 batting average allowed, 89 contact, 44 hard hit, 1.5 homer, 9. Oh, Jay said the team total for the Pirates not listed. I would have that one as a good list. How about, you know what? I don't have overs up. This one kind of feels like an over to me. I didn't really algo check. Let's say if it's 8.5 or better, I think we can go with the full game. Let's dive on into it really quick, everybody. So again, I don't know much about Rom, but he's gotten beaten up in the minors. We go over to Bailey Falter. 4.9 ERA, the 1.5 whip's a killer, 850 OPS, all the things we generally go after. He's not walking anybody, but it hasn't helped him. Only 16K, 17% whiff rate. He does get ahead, but has a ton of misses. I haven't added that to my pitching sheets, with I think are beyond compare. That center box on Savant, just give you an idea of missing. And again, you can't just agree, he misses a ton. It depends who it is, right? Shane McClanahan can miss in the middle, and Garrett Cole and Spencer Strider can miss middle, right? They can aim middle and still be fine. A guy like Bailey Falter can't miss. Those misses are mistakes. Right, so we're looking for pitchers that are making mistakes on the input side. Again, when you get the nuance and the context, when you roll with us, it's a different type of thinking. It's not about necessarily being predictive, but being as descriptive as possible. Tyler C, man, thank you so much. Sneaks off work. Big congrats on the parlay hit. Well deserved, yo. I see you, man. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. It means the world. I mean, I honestly, it's like almost embarrassing. It just feels weird. I'm not enough for the center of attention, but like I just felt like it was for the wrong thing. But the stuff I've been hearing is like, it couldn't happen to a better guy. So I do. It really means a lot to me. So again, I have a hard time backing Falter. Let's take a look at the offenses. Pittsburgh offense has not been good, but they've shown strength with the discipline stuff. 12% walk rate, 27 chase. That's going to help you with a guy like Falter putting a lot of balls in contact, all the top 5 pull rate. They haven't really knocked with the power, but again, we've covered this in the year. When you start showing discipline and you're pulling the ball, I expect good things to come. The St. Louis offense is just awesome right now. Not really getting enough credit because they are a bad team. Because the bullpen's bad, the pitching is bad, but the offense is really good. I mean, they have a single-digit K- walk rate as a team last 500 plate appearances. That is unbelievable. Top 3-line drive, 118 WRC plus. And if I'm not mistaken, I got to check something. I think it's been, yeah, okay. I don't know why I had Falter righty. Falter's a lefty, and the Cardinals have murdered lefties. 341 WOBA, 349 expected WOBA versus lefties. That is really healthy. Very hard to get those sustained numbers up there as far as expected stuff go. If you model, like, you kind of know what I mean. They come in low. So St. Louis and Pittsburgh, we go over. Was the total listed, Jay? I talked right through it. Sorry. Adam Wilson says, congrats to the brink, well earned. Really do appreciate it, man. Always good to see new faces in the room, sitting at the bar early in the morning. Again, late August, a lot of baseball shows kind of hung it up, packed it in. Some of them are just off the air. They're complaining about losing things, where a lot of the bettors have gotten crushed. Right? I mean, I just cracked 30 units on my site, which is funny. I roll with Matty. It was like, Matty's closing on 200 units. If you're a big volume bettor, he's well worth it. If you're a little more like, if you're doing more of your own work, or, a little more generic, it might be me. Again, they're both cheap enough to do it. If you're betting, we're making lots of money. Anyway. So Jay brought up those totals as I was talking. It's a 10. This thing opened. I had 8.5. Maybe I didn't get it right. Maybe it wasn't listed. So, it was a lot of talking for absolutely nothing. I'm just fading that one. I don't like to go over double digits. But again, if you are a DFS player, if you're into the, what is it called? Prize picks and underdog, all those kind of, parlay sites, that's a really great place to unload because they let you same game parlay without eating all the juice and without the punishment. Seriously, I don't like to recommend parlays, but if you're going to do it, I think those are the places to do it and then focus on these kind of games. St. Louis, Pittsburgh could explode. Next up, let's go Mets. Go David Peterson on the bump as a plus 180 dog against the Bravos, going down to the dirty. And Alan Winan. So I was taking a look at the youngster. He's pretty good. I actually think he might be legit. So again, that's all the Braves needed was an actual new starter, of course. They were struggling. OPMG, never miss you, man. Quarter my eye, Capo. What's going on? Appreciate you for jumping in. Peterson's really struggled. 5.4 ERA, 1.65 WHIP, 850 OPS. The expected ERA north of 5. That's always got to be a red flag. He has gotten punished with the BABIP, but he's getting crushed. I mean, he has a 400 expected WOBA on contact. That is always bad news. You're just getting hit way too hard, way too often. He's really struggled on the road. 323 batting average allowed, 950 OPS, 7.75 ERA, almost 2 home runs per 9 for Peterson on the road. That's going to be really rough when you're facing those Braves, man. They are so good. Number 1, last 500 plate appearances in doubles, runs, average, OBP, hard hit rate, WOBA, yikes. And they have the best lefty-righty split in the league. 381 WOBA versus lefties, 371 X. You just, you pick your spots to bet on the Braves run line, pretty much. We're always going to have questions of what to expect from, might be Winans or Winans. He's only gone 11 1/3. He was strong both times. Went 4 1/3 the first time out. Gave up 2 at Milwaukee. Then he faced these Mets. Went 7 innings. Gave up none. Walked 2. Struck out 9. Also, he was very strong in the minor leagues last year. I was taking a look at this. Earlier this year, Winans, for Atlanta, AAA. 113 innings to a 2.79 ERA and a 1.03 whip, 6% walk, 49 ground ball, less than 1 home run per 9, right? Again, you don't get perfect translation from minors to majors, but that is the profile. Those are the inputs that we like. He has control, enough strikeouts, keeps it down, no home runs. If you were to give me a compilation of skills that were to translate when we go over, that would be them. Jay has, we got, man, plus money on the Braves. Hold on, let me just check the bullpens. If I'm not wrong, the Mets bullpen's terrible. Braves bullpen's rolling. Yes, run line on the Braves, man. Maybe it's a donkey bet. Just go, man. Just go. Check it out. We already did the pitching. Again, Winans has been good so far this year in the bigs, 30% K, only 6% walk. Again, it's only 11 in the third. The offense, it's a landslide. Mets offense has been good. We might be expecting a couple runs. But I think this one gets decided at the end. Mets bullpen last 54 innings. It's a 6.5 ERA. Yikes. 45 fly ball, 10% barrel. What's that equal? You, the handsome fellow in the back, more than 2 home runs per 9. That's just going to get you crushed. Atlanta really starting to rock and roll. Last 47 innings. It's a 1.9 ERA, 1.15 whip, 28% K, half a homer 9, only 1 loss in that span. Braves are hot. And if you can get that run line like we're going to get it at, what was it, Jay? Plus? Oh, darn. Wait, because you have, I thought I saw plus 130 on the minus 1.5. Maybe that was the F5. Is the F5 listed at 1.5? I just can't keep up with these books anymore. Yeah, it was. Just absolutely bananas. I'm sorry. I see it now, brother. Minus 110. Why don't you hold it? Why don't you bin the Braves for money line? We'll keep that one in mind. If we could find another heavy favorite, I'll go with the Braves in the pairing. If not, the reason I pumped the brakes, everyone, just to be very clear, F5 betting has changed. I have something to do with it. What it is. Lines that was the standard were always half a run as the spread. Now we're getting to the point where some lines get posted as 1.5. I'm never, ever going to look to cover 1.5 through 5. Absolutely ever. When I saw the 1.5 and I saw the price, I thought it was full game. It was not. The 130 was actually 110 when you go full game. And I really don't like to pay minus money for full game run lines that have to cover. Like, they should be paying us. You shouldn't have to pay a premium, but it's the Braves, and again, we have a tremendous edge. The bullpen's been locked down, so I'm on the fence. We'll deal with it before we get out of here. Next up is the Red Laundry from Boston, going to Houston. James Paxton and Christian Javier. I went long because I was ranting. I gotta hurry up, man. Oh my gosh, Jay, I'm sorry. We're going 5 minutes long today. Paxton on the bump's been really good. 3.3 ERA, 1.14 whip. All the indicators below 4. 20% came on his BB. Exactly what we're looking for. The swing and misses are there. It's inducing chases. I mean, it's everything that we were hoping for. Can't be right. Shoot. All right, my elevation basket is off. I'm going to have to go back and check it. Anyway, I've been into Paxton since he came back. He struggled a little bit. He came back, was really strong in the last outing. And I think we have the edge here against Christian Javier, who I have to admit, big L for me for all the dubs we've been trying to take. Javier is a huge loss for me. I thought he had really like Cy Young vote getting potential, right? SP1. 4.5 ERA, 1.23 whip. The indicators are trash. I mean, his ball rate up at 38%, 54 for a strike, so he's not getting ahead. He's missing middle, 381 expected wOBA on contact. I mean, really kind of disastrous stuff. All the indicators really rough last 30 days. I know some people have been feeling like he's corrected a touch. 6 xFIP, 540 Sierra last 40 days, let's call it. So Javier has really been a struggle. I think Houston has the edge on offense, but I know I posted the F5 money line here. So if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I just went for the straight up plus 110. So we just take the plus money and, again, play for the push. If we're tied through 5, I don't want anything to do with this because I have no confidence in the Red Sox bullpen. They've been, I'm sorry, I went too far. They've been better as of late. The ERA is up in 5 last 53 innings, but the Sierra at 3.14, 28K to only 6 walk. If you're looking at underpinning stuff, that's pretty strong. The thing is, Houston's not to be messed with. They're awesome right now. Sub 2 ERA, last 39 innings as a squad. So give me Boston F5. Again, I'm a little nervous. I didn't skip the offensive stats because they're in our favor. I skipped them because they're not. Though Boston can hit anybody. Javier has not been good. Houston has hit lefty, so I understand that has scared a couple people off. But again, F5 just so variant. James WP, welcome aboard. Good to see you in the chat. My friend, appreciate you. It's just more like John Laghezza, man. I really, you just mean so much to me, man. William Craig, what's going on? Big hit, couldn't happen to anybody better. Dub C, thank you, grazie, thank you. My goodness, my gracious, man. Just too much. The love is too much, man. I don't want to say we're going to put me down. We want to keep the blinders on, man. Most important thing always is the work ethic, right? Controlling the things that we can control. That is something I'll never, ever get off of. I don't swing the bat. I didn't call those balls and strikes. But I do know I can get up at 5 a.m. I could have a clear head. I could work my freaking ass off to bring you the GD best baseball show on the internet. Rate, review, and subscribe because it matters more than it should. This show's going really long. Next up, Luis Castillo. I think we have our favorite. Here it is, Jay. So let's do the package deal. I won't bury the lead. Luis Castillo is much better than Touki Toussaint. The Mariners' offense is much better than the White Sox offense, and the Mariners' bullpen is better than the White Sox bullpen. How's that for analysis? Boom. You want nuance, you want context, you're getting it here. That was just about as detailed as it gets. But it is reality. We're running long, and do I need to tell you that Castillo has been an absolute ace, and Toussaint is just pitching over his head, and darker times are coming. The White Sox offense really stinks, and the Seattle offense is rocking right now. They have a 142 WRC plus the last 500. So let's package those two. We're going to have plus money. Packing together Seattle and the Braves for the win, Donkey Town. Although I think there is a legitimate argument to be made this time of year in baseball, there is a room for that. Again, you get teams that are injured and not refilling, trying out new guys, rolling out bad pitching. They've sold off their bullpens and didn't replace it. And that's where a lot of times, if you notice, these games are decided, right? So you go in full games, give the better team the chance at it. Next up, it's Golden Graham Ashcraft and my Reds on the road plus 110 slight dogs against Luke Giolito, Paisan, and Halos. I was a big Ashcraft guy. He fell apart. It turned out he was hurt. Since he's been back, he's been awesome. So I got to admit, I'm kind of buying the Ashcraft stuff. The indicator's not as good last 40 as I'd like him to be, but the stuff plus off the chart, the pitching plus, looking really strong as well. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, I thought Ashcraft has been really good on the road. And we know he doesn't surrender home runs. Giolito, it's been a struggle, man. He's kind of come back to earth. It's really really kind of a lot of just a guy metrics. The walk rate creeping back up towards 9. He's missing a ton. He's not inducing chases at all. Just the stuff that really kind of scares us for Giolito. And the offense not doing him any favors. Angels, the offensive stuff's just off the page. Bad. Cincinnati really going through a downspin as well. But the underpinning stuff, the expected stuff for the Angels, just as bad as it could be. I think it's dead last in expected WOBA last 30. I mean, not to be outdone against Cincinnati, not far behind them because they strike out so much. So I think I like Cincinnati through 5. I think I had agreement on the algo. No, I actually didn't get there because the pricing wasn't there. Because it was a little too close for comfort. Jeff L's on both of the under pitcher Ks in this one. Yeah, I probably feel you. I've been working. I got some last 30 stuff. Ashcraft not striking out anybody last 30. 16% K rate last 30. And then a 15% strikeout rate to righties on the air. That's one place you could go to look for Angels that are right-handed that are not striking out recently, and that's one of the places you might find it. A guy like Hunter Renfroe, I think, is a perfect example. Hey, let's check it out. Maybe we can do something in real time. It might help just to kind of see where I'm coming from, because I know you think of a player like Hunter Renfroe, and it's all power and like strikeout, stuff, and it's just not always the case. Again, if you're keeping in mind, his numbers not just okay. They're not great, right? I mean, I haven't played him. I thought I saw his name pop up in. Maybe I'm mistaken. Okay, you had to shrink it down. So it was last 7. So again, which is a little tight, not something I necessarily chase, but it's a piece of how to understand this. So Renfroe, 4 strikeouts in his last 19 plate appearances. He has a 94% zone contact rate, an average chase rate, and a 10% swing and strike. Now, the fact of the matter is Renfroe is going to be listed at plus 180 to not strike out every day. Given the Ashcraft stuff, and now remember also, right? Angels at home, so you could skip the 9th frame. Ashcraft pitches to contact, doesn't strike out righties, and could go distance. So he might go 7 and strike out 3 guys. And you're only talking about one potential bullpen at bat. But you're worried about striking out. Again, that's how you get to some of this stuff. Just to give you an idea, because I've been getting so much response about this. All right, next up. This one, again, I don't want to bury the lead, but we do have to hurry up a touch. I love the analysis. Brian Rose says we need General Mills as a sponsor with Golden Grams, Ashcraft, Honey Nut, Cheerios. Dude, Brian Rose, dude, get yourself a camera, get yourself a microphone, get yourself on the air with me. I got so much love for you, man. Again, a piece of one of the better parts of this kind of job. Yeah, I get to talk about sports, although believe it or not, it can be stressful. Putting picks out for the public and dealing with stuff, it can be stressful. But one of the best parts is just meeting like-minded people that are, I call us degenerates in all the right way. Right, fully focused on gambling the work without being depositing chump donkeys. And that's really important. Be part of the failings. Rate, review, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out BetStamp. Jay, why don't you bring up BetStamp? You'll take it from me after we do another bit of caveman analysis. We want to go over the 8. Please tell me the full game is still at 8. Please tell me the full game is still at 8. No, the full game is no longer at 8. You can get 8.5. So we'll win together at 9. I got a clean 8 this morning. I was shocked. Why? Tucker Davidson is starting for the Royals. He's going to open. He pitched 2 days ago. He's been brutal. 7 ERA, 1.7 whip. If not, it might be Alec Marsh. He's also been brutal. Going up against Paul Blackburn, who's okay, but he's really struggling. He has a 1.5 whip because he's walking guys. And he can't really afford that. We know he's going to put balls in play, so he's always a pop for some double plays. But you're opening yourself up without the stuff to get cracked as well. He has suppressed hard contact, but the Royals are rolling right now. We know the A's bullpen is just an absolute and abject disaster. Kansas City last 50 innings, they have a nearly 5 Sierra, 12% walk. Oakland last 51 innings, they have a 5+ Sierra, 1.8 whip, 12% walk. They both have 12% walk rates. Oakland surrendered a double-digit barrel. They both have 5 losses in the last 14 days. So if we don't get this one early, just be patient. I think you'll get this one late. Okay, so we're going over full game, Royals and Oakland. Again, and don't rush it, but this one has a chance to absolutely go just off the rails. Next up, Jordan Montgomery and the Rangers on the road, -150 favorites against Slade Ciccone and the Snakes with shapes on their back. Ciccone, again, it's only been 10 innings, 3.5 ERA, not buying it. All the indicators north of 5. The K rate is too low. He has kept it down, but he's getting it hard. I'm just worried, of course, about you never want to go face the Texas offense. As much as we like to try and identify underdogs and, bad chalk, where, Montgomery's been really good, pitching to a 3.3 ERA with the 6% walk, 35% ball. He does get ahead and induces chases and wins in the zone. Something a bit out of character for him. I never thought he was just a guy. I liked him when he was a Yankee, but he a little more swing and miss, a little more finesse maybe than I thought. There's probably a pitch mix change in there that I'll be looking at in the offseason. But Montgomery's just been very good. He's also been very good at home. He's been very good last 500 pitches. So you really should run away with this one. One thing is the Arizona offense is starting to get going a little bit. They were terrible for a touch. They started off so good this season, but where does it start with the discipline, right? 10% swing and strike, 29 chase, 89 zone contact as a team. And that does play up against a guy like Montgomery who does allow some contact. So don't count Arizona out. I may have this one as bad chalk. I want to check the algo really quick. No, I actually have Texas destroying. Maybe I'm missing some bullpen stats here. The Texas bullpen has been okay. The Arizona bullpen is trash. I think that's what the algo likes so much. I'm just not really in love with it. I think if you wanted the Texas money line, it's probably fine. Also, maybe the F5 money line. I don't know. I guess it's a little bit of everything, right? You're wondering what the model loves so much. Texas is just better, right? And Ciccone, it's always hard to kind of model for those guys. I try not to punish them for the tiny small set, but you also can't, you can't make this guy into a better than average starter, right? That's just how I feel about it. It's very hard to do that. I try not to stick my finger in the model at all. So, and again, this is always about sustainability and finding good pricing. Jay, bring up the bet. You have to leave up the BetStamp, man, because you want to show people about the menu, why it matters so much. Again, we're using betstamp.app/call-to-bet. Jay, tell them all about it, brother.
Sure thing, John. I got you. If you're looking to improve as a sports bettor, the easiest way to do so is to always get the best odds and is to use multiple sports books. Excuse me. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp to compare odds across every sports books for games, futures, and player props. Save time and money by checking BetStamp Before you bet, download the app today. If you're looking to sign up for a new sportsbook account, please check out the offers available at betstamp.app/call to the pen, or hit the link in the description. If you sign up through that page, it just helps support the show. That's betstamp.app/call to the pen. You can find the pinned comment, or you can find that in the description. Now back to John.
Alrighty, let's wrap it up strong as always. Last one on the bump. This one gave me a nightmare because I didn't know that Ryan Weathers, who pitches for San Diego, now pitches for the Marlins, who is playing San Diego. So I guess we got a Ryan Weathers revenge game on deck. Padres have Michael Wacha on the bump. Mike Wacha had been very good. Got touched up a bit. He ended up hitting the IL. I'm stammering to get to the game log. I want to see if he made his last one. He went 8-15. He pitched 5 scoreless against Baltimore. So I guess Walker's back as a 5 and dive guy. That kind of kept me off it. Weathers had a rough year. 7 ERA, 1.7 WHIP. Indicators agree. 5.5 Sierra. 6% came on his BP. Yikes. Remember when this guy people thought he might be good? Yikes. Well, Walker's been excellent. 2.7 ERA, 1 flat WHIP because of it's a control plus ground balls. He's really got it done. Limited hard contact, and now he's got the backing of a really sick offense again. Yes, I always said the Padres offense was going to be good. You got to time this stuff. So the batting average of the team is low. They're just selling. They're like selling out like crazy, but it's really interesting. So normally when you think of sellout, you think of poor discipline. This is sellout with good discipline. It's very unique, but it's also why they're doing so well. 21K to only 9% walk. 10 swinging strike, 29 chase, 88 zone contact. So the discipline is very strong for San Diego. Those are all well above average, probably top 5 to top 8 in the league in that 500 plate appearance span. But, right, so number 1 in hard hit, top 3 in barrels, but no production. 220 average, 298 OBP, 667 OPS for the Pods. It's been really up and down. When they get the stick on it, right, they've done a ton of damage. I think there's an element of passivity here, right? That might explain the walk rate and the lack of production. I'd be really interested. I got to dive in a little bit further into the Padres. They're unique. It's a unique bunch. There's a couple of good strikeout props here, though. Here, I'll walk you through it since we're already going a little bit long. And I know that there's at least one person that was listening for the first time that wanted to hear this. So here we go. Ryan Weathers, 16% K rate last 30 days. He has struck out less than 15% of righties on the year. Keep that in mind. So we're looking for righties against Weathers. Remember, we're a favorite and we're at home. So it's a double checking boxes, because if you have a favorite at home, you might only have 8 frames. Sometimes you have to worry about scoring a ton of runs, because if you're scoring runs, you're creating more plate appearances. But runs very hard to predict. I don't want to overreact to that. So if you jump over to my little snazzy custom leaderboard, I should put these out. There's a few hitters here that are on at plus money because they've struggled on the season, and I don't feel the books have corrected properly, and this is kind of what I'm saying. So Xander Bogaerts right now, okay, on the season. Oh, he's actually dropped his K rate on the season. I thought it was a bit higher than that. So it's only 17%, which is excellent, right? He's never been a big strikeout guy. But in particular, as of late, last 53 plate appearances, he has 5 strikeouts. So it's a sub 10% K rate. Again, even though I don't care too much about it, it's pretty impressive. 93 zone contact, 26 chase, 5 swinging strike. I mean, those are absolutely elite disciplinary metrics. Going up against a pitcher who doesn't strike out righties, in a bullpen that's not very good, 14% walk rate for the Marlins last 14 days. And Xander Bogaerts going to be, I think he's plus 125. So you just kind of, find the players and then look at the odds. And it gets a little tough to find it. Juan Soto also. 7 Ks last 55, 90 zone contact, 5 swing and strike, 23 zone contact. Jake Cronenworth, he's plus odds today. 97 zone contact, 6% swing and strike. I mean, people ask, how do you do it? I'm saying, how do you do it? They're right there for the taking, So again, OPMG, I put them onto the custom leaderboards. It's really helpful. Again, you go to FanGraphs, it's free. Go to the split leaderboard. You go scroll down to the bottom. You could make custom leaderboards. You name them. You bring them right up. And if you're a little sharp, you can copy and paste those and stick them right in a formatted sheet. Before you know it, you're off to the races. So there you go. Last feather in the cap on how to do some of the work. Not only showing you how we do it. Not only doing the thing, showing you how to do the thing, so you could do the thing. So maybe one day I don't have to do the thing. That's that. All right, everybody, let's get out of here. We're 5 minutes late, but hopefully that was worth it. Talked a little smack, pumped myself up, talked a little more smack, and then did the thing that we do. Hopefully the best game analysis with, gambling application that there is right now. I try and consume as much content as I can. I feel really bad if I'm forgetting anybody, but the baseball betting content, not very good. Not very good. In fact, a lot of it is misleading. And I feel like a lot of the good analysis I found is copying. And now that I'm kind of in the BGC, thank you. Now that I'm kind of in this sphere, I see some of the receipts. And again, I've been blessed enough to be thought of as kind of like a center point. I've had some very popular handicappers ask me if they should go public with something. Should we drag this person? My answer is usually no. I don't like the fireworks. I don't like the drama. I like to think we could all work against the books. But I get it if you want to smoke them. You want to smoke fools? I just smoked a couple fools earlier on. You know what I mean? I get it. You got to smoke them sometimes. But overall, spending your time on the things that matter to help you be more efficient and make more money, be more productive, is generally more plus EV. And every once in a while, if you want to blow up some steam, let the valve off. Just don't break it. Make sure you close it. Keep that, negative energy to a minimum. That will do it. Appreciate you all. Rate, review, and subscribe. Matters more than it should. Call to the Pen HQ. Fastest show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. My goodness. Glenn Hance. I will always stop for a new name in the chat. Newbie here. Been in the house for a month. Great content. I'm a believer. Then we saw his face. He's a believer. Not a trace of doubt in his mind. I appreciate you all, yo. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down here at Call to the Pen. From J&J, man. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.